Welcome to another Mercedes video, my 2009 C200, and in this video I'm going to be changing the engine oil and the oil filter. So it's about 6 months since I bought this car, and this is a job I should have done a bit sooner because I've no service history, but I thought I'll get it done and it's better than nothing. So what I've got is I've got a Bosch oil filter, which I got from Euro Car Parts, and that's supposed to be the correct filter for this engine, the OM646 2.1 diesel. And I got 7 litres of Millers Trident, which is the right oil for this car as well. Handbook says it's 6.5 litres, but they only do them in 1 and 5 litres, so I've had to get 7 litres, which wasn't a bad price. But before I do that, I'm going to do an engine flush. Now, I've got the engine up to temperature, so it's just a matter of following the instructions on this. I got this from Alfred's. You get it up to temperature, which it is. I've just come back from getting the engine oil. You just pour the stuff in, start and leave it to idle for 20 minutes, and then drain it pretty much straight away while it's still warm. Now, there's various opinions on using the engine flush. Some people say it does more harm than good, and I think it's the ones where you just actually run the engine, drive it about with the flush in it. I think those are the ones that probably could be more harmful, because they do remove the deposits from the engine, but sometimes they can end up depositing it elsewhere in the engine, which could make things worse. But I think the ones where you just idle it for however long and drain straight away should be alright. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not saying it's the right or the wrong way or it's the best way, that's what I'm doing. So I'll add the flush in, fire it up, let it idle for 20 minutes as it says, and then drain the oil. So just take the oil cap off, stick it on the scuttle, and then just tip this little lot. And this is fighting me already. That's it. That was a bit awkward. And just carefully just tip this into and it says it will treat between 3 and 6 litres. Like I said, the capacity of this is 6.5 litres, so it should do it. So I'll start the engine up and let it idle for 20 minutes as per the directions. Get my keys out. Okay. And we'll just let it idle. In between time, I'll probably get the car raised up for when I do drop the oil. Now, actually, I've only done about less than 2,000 miles since I bought this car, so it shouldn't have been a problem delaying the oil change. Start it up and give it 20 minutes as per the directions, and I'll come back to you 20 minutes later.
20 minutes later.
So the 20 minutes are up, so I'll just turn off the engine, pull the key out, and during that time I've actually prepared underneath. It's up on axle stands. In fact, I had to reposition one of my axle stands because I've been putting them under suspension arm there where it bolts at subframe. Trouble is, there's the drain plug. The axle stand was there, and I was worried it was going to get in the way of the sump plug, which incidentally is 13mm. So I've repositioned my axle stand. I've got you know, I've got my you know, my sheet there, and I've got my drain pan, and like I said, the sump plug, that's 13mm. So before I do any of that, before I actually drain the sump, I'm going to do a couple of things up top. I'm going to take the oil cap off for starters, and I'll pull out the dipstick, so just help air get in when I drain the, and then I'm going to remove the oil filter. So for that I need this. I got this on Amazon. It's a laser oil filter remove, you know, tool for removing oil filter. I can put an Amazon affiliates link in the description. So it fits a 3/8 ratchet. I'll just put the camera down and make things easier. So look, hopefully that'll be easy. But if you just unscrew that, there, quite easy to do. I'm just tightening torque for these because they're only plastic, but as ever with old German cars, I'll go with a gut and tight. So just keep that very close to hand, just and let that drain out as well. And I'll come back to that once I've drained all the oil on. Just making a mess here if I'm not careful. Yeah, just leave that there. Right, now we'll go down below and drain the sump. So to get to the engine sump, I had to take there's a couple of under trays off. It's all 8mm screws. Like that, just buzz them off with my small impact. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right, now it's time to undo this sump plug. So this one, on this engine, it's 13mm. Oh, that wasn't too bad to crack off. Sometimes it can be a struggle. So see if we can do it without making too much of a mess. You just spill a bit of oil. Let's see if I'm quick enough. There we go, that wasn't too bad. And I got a bit on my gloves, that's why you have gloves. So while that's draining, I'll get the oil filter changed. So I've changed angle slightly. Hopefully this will be a bit better. So it should be just a matter of pulling this filter off. That was easy enough. There's our new filter. Should have compared it to old one, but I'm sure it's right. And it comes with three O-rings. So there's an O-ring at the very end. So just get this off. So that's a small O-ring. Then there should be, yeah, there's one there in the middle. Get that one off. The job's easier with a pick. If you've got a pick, you can get a set of picks really cheap. Just makes your job a bit easier. And then this big one here, which is probably the most important one. So just a matter of fitting all the new parts. There we go, that's the filter on. And then there's our old filter, our new, not old filter, our new O-rings. Just lubricate with a bit of oil. You used engine oil will do, which will help it to seal. Now, one thing to note: do not use your pick, because you could damage these new seals. So just walk it on gradually. Make sure it's seated in the correct spot. And yeah, that one's seated correctly. So moving on to the medium-sized O-ring, just give it a smear. You can use clean or use engine oil, it doesn't matter. Like I said, it just helps with the seal. And then last but not least, well, it is least actually, the small O-ring. Just roll it on, no tools needed. And then it just goes back into the housing. Well, these just start it off by hand. There we go. There is a tightening torque on it, and it says it on there. It says 25 Newton meter. I'm not sure what that is in foot pounds or whatever they use. So just what I do is just wind it on. And then as soon as you feel the first bit of resistance, there we go, just nip it up very slightly. Like I says, it's only made of plastic, it's easy to break these things, so you've got to be really careful. So maybe gut and tight, may well be too tight, so and clean that up. That's the filter done. The sump's drained, I've fitted the sump plug, and on this occasion I've chose to reuse the sump plug washer because I don't have any copper washers of the right size. It's a 15mm copper washer, but your nearest I have is 16, which is too big, and obviously don't want to risk a leak. So time to add the oil. I've put the engine cover back on, as you can see. So this is the oil, the Millers Trident. And in the handbook it says the capacity of this engine, the OM646 2.1 diesel, is 6.5 litres. So what I'll do is I'll chuck 6 litres in, and then I'll start checking the level, and I'll see if I can pour it without spilling too much. Yeah, I should have used a funnel, but too lazy to dig it out. So I'll just drop 6 litres in, and then we'll see where I'm at. Oh, careful! Oh, I'm glugging it. Oh. Would have been better just taking this lid off completely. I'm going to put all this 5 litre container in. Not playing ball, so I'll just carry on off camera and I'll come back to you when I'm done. Well, I found my funnel, so just tip it in and it's done. So I'm not going to bore you with this. So I'll come back to you when I've got 6 litres in. So there's 6 litres in the engine. So just pull the dipstick and we'll check the level. And it looks like yeah, we're pretty much on the level there. Just check it one more time. you drain an engine oil, you don't get every last drop out, so there's going to be a bit left. So I don't know if you can see, yeah, we're pretty much full, and that's good enough for a start. So look, just get the funnel out and I put the cap back on. So it did alright, I didn't spill a lot, and got it the right way around, which is very important. So give this a wipe down and go for a start. So as ever, with a bit of a fear and trepidation, it's always nerve-wracking. So we'll just turn the ignition on. Don't see the oil light come on. So here goes nothing. Yep, we're all good. So phew. As if always a bit worrying, even though you know you've put enough oil in, you've always got that bit of a fear. And it shouldn't be, some plugs shouldn't be leaking, but we'll take a look. And I'll just grab a bit of a cloth. Oh, start doing this two-handed. We'll get underneath here. Just wipe the plug, just make sure we're not leaking. We should be good. Can't see any leaks. Well, oil leaks anyway, so yeah, that's good. So I'm calling that job done. So not too hard changing the engine oil on these cars. So in about 6 months I'll do a service, because MOT is due in September, so I'll give it a service just before it goes in, and then we should be good. So hope you enjoyed this one. As ever, thanks for watching, and I'll see you.